For years, the knock on the lightweight divisions was that there was plenty of fast-paced action with a high volume of strikes, but that there weren't any finishers. The current flyweight champion, Deiveson Figueiredo, has completely abolished that notion and made a name for himself in the process. On the heels of dispatching Joseph Benavidez devastatingly twice in a row, Figueiredo enters his first fight of his UFC career where he's going to be considered the A-side. Originally, Figueiredo was supposed to welcome Cody Garbrandt to the flyweight division. When that fight announcement was made, I really didn't like it too much. I just felt that the newly minted champion should be taking on an established flyweight contender for his first title defense. Not only would a fight against a lesser-known contender given Figueiredo an opportunity to get the spotlight on him in a real way, but it also would have meant that contender would have got an incredible opportunity. I feel like that it's this approach to matchmaking that would be better for the flyweight division as a whole in terms of the level of respect it's going to get amongst the casual fan base. But the more I thought about it, the more the idea of Garbrandt versus Figueiredo grew on me. I really believe that fight would have been chaos, and I find myself sitting here on Fight Week being kind of bummed out that we're missing out on that contest. While it's disappointing that Cody Garbrandt had to pull out of that flyweight title fight against Figueiredo, it's always nice to see that lesser-known fighter gifted with an opportunity of a lifetime. The lucky man this time around is Alex Perez, though it's hard to call anyone getting locked in the cage with Figueiredo lucky. The Brazilian flyweight champion is a downright scary individual. The way he violently tore through veteran Joseph Benavidez really left an impression on me personally, and I have to imagine many others out there as well. It's always difficult for the North American audience when a fighter doesn't know a lick of English. It's hard to get a read on who Figueiredo is as a person, but I think that's just fine. Being in the entertainment era of this sport is great. Between social media and the production of the promotion for these events these days, we really get to see who these fighters are as people. But I do sometimes think that we get to see a bit too much. I'm interested to learn about who these fighters are, but the overexposure of content across all mediums these days and the saturation of social media and big-time promotion, there's a point of diminishing return when it comes to how much we learn about these athletes. I know there's some information out there about how Figueiredo is quite the versatile individual, but the mystique he has around him now will not be there for much longer if he ends up hiring a North American PR agent or starting a YouTube channel or something of the like. All we need to know about him is who he is in the cage, and who he is in the cage is one of the scariest individuals I think I've ever seen in MMA. Technically speaking, he is very composed right from the very first second of the fight, and that always sets the precedent. He's extremely fluid on his feet with changing of stances and his overall movement. He keeps his hand low but maintains good defense. He's relentless with these blitzing attacks, and he's violent in all positions. Whether it's striking exchanges on the feet or on his back when he's on the mat, Figueiredo's always threatening and can put you in danger out of nowhere. He is an extremely exciting fighter that is also extremely dangerous, which is something the flyweight division doesn't have an abundance of, especially at the very top of the rankings. But with this monster as the current champion, if he can keep churning out performances like he has of late, I think many people would be surprised how much his profile can grow. He doesn't have all the qualities the UFC looks for in terms of marketability, but literally none of that matters when he's bringing the intensity of a rabid animal into the cage, leaving his opponents looking to the flashlight of the ringside physician in short order. If he can maintain these performances, shutting down all these incredibly talented, high-level fighters, his fighting will speak louder than any kind of social media campaign or the attempt of showing off his personality is going to do. In this day and age, to be successful in this game, many will tell you that you have to be the full package in terms of being an elite talent, but also having the skills on the mic and being charismatic in interviews. But I totally reject that notion. Win fights, produce high-energy performances, finishing with sheer violence on a consistent basis, and your fan base will grow. So will the attention the promotion gives you, as well as the checks you're cashing. The core of what everyone is here to take part in is the competition itself, and it's something I think we tend to lose sight of in the social media and entertainment era of MMA. I really believe Figueiredo has an opportunity to do something big. I'll stop short of saying he can be a star, but I really think he has what it takes to put a whole lot more attention on the flyweight division, which is something the 125ers deserve, as the amount of talent in that weight class is insane and often not recognized. But if Figueiredo does what I believe he will do on Saturday night, which is eventually land something significant, see red, and end the fight, a whole lot of tension is going to be put on the terror at 125.